Welcome to the MLMsuccess.com podcast, the show designed to return the network marketing industry to its roots of personal growth, leadership development, and wisdom of the ages success principles. We share with you real success stories from real people that we hope will inspire and encourage you personally and help you progress forward in your business and your life. We believe if you build people, people will build the business. Now here is your host, who has been called the number one mind in network marketing, the MLM Prophet, network marketing virtual mentor, and a host of other names that we will not mention because this is a family show. Frankly, he's just a small town guy that figured out that the real product in network marketing is people. Dale Calvert.
This is Brandon at Calvert Marketing Group. Today we will listen to part 2 of 5 ways to stop home business information overload. We hope you enjoy.
Number 1 is always ask yourself, who is this person? Why should I be listening to them? Number 2 is accept. Accept. You cannot escape the grind. You got to launch it. It takes all the effort in the beginning to get the thing moving forward and getting it off the ground. That's the most difficult part in launching any business, and especially the network marketing business. And my grind was 3 years. And when I say 3 years, it wasn't 3 years checking to see what Beyonce is wearing on Instagram and all this other stuff. It was a focused 3 years of doing what would move my business forward. Focused grind. And once you get past the grind, you will move into a growth stage. And the growth is awesome. And again, growth in different business models are different. In network marketing, if you build it right, duplication should go on and 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 on after you're gone, if it's being built upon systems and not personalities. And ultimately, the only reason to start a business is to, I read years ago, the only reason to start a business is to sell it. And in network marketing, most people, you put your heart and soul in it, you're not going to sell it, but you do want to be able to exit. And what I mean by exit is you go do whatever you want to do. Systematically, your business continues to move forward, and you can go do what you want to do and come to a couple of conferences a year and enjoy the people and enjoy the fruits of your labor. But you don't want to have to be doing it for the rest of your life, the rest of your career. You want to create an exit strategy. And again, I've talked about that on different webinars. I love this quote. Lori Grenier from Shark Tank. He said, entrepreneurs are willing to work 80 hours a week to avoid working 40 hours a week. I love that quote. And most network marketers need to build their business between 6 in the evening and 2 a.m. And, you have to get really good when you're part-time, and most people start part-time. And you should stay part-time until you're making at least $1,000 more a month than you are in your full-time profession. It's my opinion. At least $1,000 more a month with your part-time gig than you are with your full-time job. Good people go full-time too soon, and it creates a whole different type of stress that's unnecessary. And I talk about this again in detail. There's a webinar just on time management for network marketers. It's at MLMhelp.com. Number 3, you have to value your time. Most new entrepreneurs undervalue their time. And a great question is, who are you giving your time to every day? It's not about how much time you spend on your business. It's not about how much time you think you're spending on your business. I'm keep practicing, Dale. I just keep grinding. I keep working at it. Practice doesn't make perfect. Only perfect practice makes perfect. You have to be doing what's important to move your business forward. And if what you're doing cannot ultimately be taught to somebody else, duplication will stop immediately. Grinding doesn't entitle you to success. It just puts you in the game. grinding, working hard does not entitle you to success. All it does, it just puts you in the game. I mean, working hard should be just a given for entrepreneurs. There's no participation trophies in business. There's no participation trophies. You know, it doesn't matter how hard you work. I've seen many hard-working people fail. Hard-working, and they just fail miserably in the network marketing profession. Because, Dale, I'm a small business owner. I've been very successful doing this. Dale, I've been a professional salesperson for this. Look, it's a different game. This is a different game. Dale, I was so successful in corporate America. You don't understand. So what? Wake up. Wake up. There's no entitlement trophies here. It's a different game. It's a different game because it requires not just skill sets, but also mindsets. And it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about you or me or anybody else. It's about how many people can you help move forward down the road. That's the game. That is the game here. And because this is not just 2 + 2 is 4, because we don't understand as an industry that this is the game, just like we understand 2 + 2 is 4, you know, because we don't understand, is I told somebody today, I said, when Zig Ziglar said you can have anything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want, he meant it. He actually meant it. It wasn't just a cool phrase. That's the game in network marketing. And it's like, no, if you don't know the game, if you don't know the rules, how can you expect to win when you don't know the rules? And again, it's not about how much money you make. It's not. The most miserable people in network marketing are the ones that are making a full-time income and their entire team is starving to death. You must stop your search for tips, tricks, funnels, and hacks as soon as you possibly can. I talk about this in the MLMsuccess.com podcast number 36. It's not about tips, tricks. It's about systems, because systems can be duplicated, as franchises have proven to us and shown us. It's systems. It's not about your individual work ethic. It's not about your individual credibility. It's not about your individual business mind. It's not about anything other than what can be duplicated by the 27 percenters. There ain't no foo-foo dust. There ain't no foo-foo dust. Just proven wisdom of the ages. Principles that work for everyone that put them into action. Many network marketers are just too busy building their business to build their business. Here's my man Abe again. He said, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Mark Cuban, and he talked about how do you become successful in business. He says it comes down to finding something you love to do, and then just trying to be great at it. Great at it. There's a lot of people that love a lot of the aspects of network marketing and the friendships you develop and the personal growth, but they're just trying to make money at it. They're not trying to be great at it. There's a difference. There's a difference. Become great at developing teams, great at building people, the money's going to come. If you chase the money, you never catch it. You can't focus on the money. You have to focus on developing yourself first, developing teams. The money flows. You can't stop it. Number 4, decide what kind of business you're in. So some of you listen to me tonight, you don't know if you're an affiliate marketer, if you're an email marketer, if you're an internet marketer, if you're a network marketer, if you're an eBay seller, if you're a real estate. You don't know what you're doing. You're so scattered that, what is that? Jack of all trades and master of none. So decide what kind of business you're in, and it doesn't matter to me what you decide. It's your decision. But whatever it is, master it. Master at it. Master it. Become great at it before you diversify. And, it sounds really good. But many network marketers are trapped because they've been given the Kool-Aid of multiple streams of income. And ultimately, what that does, it stifles them from reaching their full potential because they never master it. They never master the network marketing business model. Once you master it, then you can diversify into multiple ways or any other business model. Master it. I remember years ago, someone at a seminar I attended live, he says, people, they start making money in one business model, and then they start driving by old gas stations thinking they would make great Dairy Queens. And I've had very, very personal one-on-one experience watching this happen to a partner. Making great money and then deciding, I'm going to get in the horse business. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and my wife's going to do antique shops and all this other stuff. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. I can show you a 30-some thousand square foot home that was never finished, maybe built 30% of the way. It's bricked, never finished. Because, say, well, Dale, why? Because, they thought, well, I've made money here, so now I can go out half-cocked without the education, and, I can have a horse in the Kentucky Derby and get my picture taken in the winner's circle. It's a weird combination of greed and ego and ignorance. And I could go on and on. I'm not going to. But I see a lot of people in network marketing, especially newbies, and they're trying to do affiliate promotions, or trying to do this, or trying to do that, and their whole focus is on just making money, and they end up not doing anything at the level they could because they never take the time to try to become great at their chosen business model. Only 5 core, this is number 5. There's only 5 core systems. Memorize them. Memorize them. There's the URL. Any activity outside of these is a waste of time. Unless you are ready to exit. If you're ready to exit, do whatever you want to do. Learn whatever you want to learn. If everything's duplicating without you and moving forward and you're ready to exit, hey, that's awesome. If you're not, anything that you're doing outside business-wise, outside of these fundamentals is a waste of time. Now, I'm going to share something with you right now. Some of you are asleep. Wake up. This is important. Those of you that are waking up that have been on other webinars, you've heard this a dozen times, but I'm going to share with you something you've never seen. Launch your business, customer acquisition with a referral system, 2-step recruiting process, distributor retention program. It's not just about getting them in, it's keeping them in and helping them move forward. And then lead generation, which is ongoing. It's a constant evolution because technology creates new ways to generate leads. But every new way that's generated, it does not neglect or alleviate, or it doesn't mean that other systems of the past are no longer valid. They're as valid as they ever have been. because ultimately we're all looking for the right person at the right time in their life. Here's the rub. These are the 5 fundamentals of building a team, the 5 systems. You master these 5 systems, you can go as far as you ever want to go, I promise. Here's the rub. Here's the rub. You have to be competent right here. Lead generation. To be able to master 2, 3, and 4. See, if you don't have enough potential prospects, then you cannot do weekly your perfect practice, which ultimately creates perfection. Practice doesn't create perfect. Perfect practice creates perfect. And I want you to get this, so let's slow down and just get away from, I really want you to, this is important, guys, that you understand this. See, launch your business. That's, as a leader, that's your responsibility with every new person that you enroll, or that enrolls on your team, is to help them effectively stack the odds in their favor from day one when they launch their business. It's so important, the launch. And in my estimation, 95% of the people that have joined a network marketing organization in the last 15 years never really launched their business. They joined, they started using the products, and they were hoping to run into an old classmate at the post office, or they start spamming Facebook or something. An effective launch is your responsibility as a leader. Now, you have to have enough leads coming in before you'll ever be able to master customer acquisition, recruiting, and then if you don't have any people on your team, then there's nobody to retain because you have nobody. So, I can't implement the retention system, Dale, because I don't have anybody to quit. I don't have anybody that have the 90-day slump. Everything that we talk about. And this is the rub. I'm aware of it. You need to be aware of it. So you have to get good at 5 before you can get good at 2, 3, and 4. You have to get proficient at 5 before you can master 2, 3, and 4. And I hope this is making sense, because I'm going to continue on this line of thought for a second. But this is important. So again, lead generation, you got to master the 5 core fundamentals with the understanding that lead generation is a constant evolution. A constant evolution. It's all numbers, and again, you have to get that concept from your head to your heart. It's not about closing, it's not about convincing, it's about getting through the numbers so you can find the right people at the right time in their life. You must generate enough numbers to consistently sponsor 3 to 5 new people a month. I'll say that one more time. Your goal is to generate enough numbers, and by numbers we just call it leads, to consistently sponsor 3 to 5 new people a month. And again, I've already shared with you what we're competing with, the 4 to 10,000 advertising messages that your potential customers and team members are bombarded with daily. And you're going to hear me talk a lot more about this in 2017, because I'm really trying to test out as far outside the box as I can get. Because I know that this slide is absolutely, positively one of the most important truths of this business. And for some of you, that 3 to 5 a month, Dale, that's how in the world could anybody ever do that? Look, it's very discouraging, because some people say, Dale, I've been involved 90 days. I've only sponsored one person, and all this. Okay, all right. But you know what? I get it. But you're not supposed to be able to do it with the skill sets and the mindsets that you enter the industry with. It took me 3 years to develop the skill sets and the mindsets to where I could start to move forward. A lot of work, a lot of grind. This is not, I'm involved and I'm working hard, so therefore I deserve success. No, you don't. I was lousy in the beginning. I was lousier than anybody I've ever talked to. But you don't have to stay lousy. You can continue to get better and improve your skill sets and mindsets. So, you can take information and use it to empower you or use it to discourage you, and that's a whole different conversation. So I know some of you read this, I'm discouraged, Dale. Well, get your thumb out of your mouth. This is the real world. It's business. Okay? It's business. You can become better. You can become awesome. You can become awesome. You can become awesome. But it's not just going to happen by accident. It's not the lottery. It takes focused energy, effort, dedication. When you do this, when you get your skill sets and your mindsets and your activity level to a point that you're recruiting 3 to 5 new people monthly, I can virtually guarantee you will control your own destiny with the network marketing business model. Say, Dale, how do I went through a time and place where I said, I don't like this business because my success depends upon other people, and I'm just going to do something where my success just depends upon me. And if that's where you want to live, I understand that. Been there myself. I was there. And that's why I say, look, if you just want to go out and sell something, sell yachts or something that you can create a high commission on, if you just want to build your entrepreneurial business around you and your own personal efforts. But J. Paul Getty said it best. I'd rather earn 1% on 100 people's efforts than 100% on my own efforts. Wealth is created when you can figure out how to duplicate your efforts through other people. That's a law. That's a law. If it all depends on you, that's not a place that I personally want to be. If it's where you want to be, I've been there. I understand. I mean, after my first 5 years in the network marketing, when I lost 4 key people in 1 month, because of the way the whole structure was set up at that time with the stair-step breakaways, and we basically had little product warehouses in our office, in our homes. I mean, I said, I'm never doing this again. I'm done. I'm selling my distributorship. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Okay, so I've been there. But here's what I would tell you. If you get your skill sets and your mindsets and your activity level doing the right things to where you can recruit 3 to 5 people a month, and everybody listening to my voice tonight can do that. Probably, if you're not doing it now, and some of you are, but if you're not doing it now, everybody can get there. There's nobody that can't get to that level. And if you get to that level, you can guarantee you can control your own destiny in the network marketing business model. Because if you have those type of numbers, then you can get really, really good at 2, 3, and 4 on the 5 core fundamentals of building a team. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. That's where your focus should be daily. working towards the 3 to 5. And again, I mean, we talk about lead generation till we're blue in the face. Most all these courses are closed right now. We're going to be opening the local MLM Leads program, I'm hoping within 90 days. And it's on me. It's not on anybody else. It's just me being able to do what I need to do. I've got great people that are waiting on me, which I like. But there's all kinds of ways to create leads. And if you're just dependent upon 1 or 2 ways to generate leads, you're never going to get to 3 to 5 a month. You have to have multiple ways that you're generating leads. Multiple. Create an advertising budget. I believe a percent of your profits percent of your profits should be used every month for personal education and for advertising. That's what I believe. Be careful where you invest your advertising dollars. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I met a friend of mine today at Starbucks. We meet a couple times a year. Been around the network marketing industry a long, long time. Very intelligent guy. Ron Henley. Some of you have heard Ron in the webinar that he and I did called A Critical Message to Network Marketing Pros. And I said, Ron, have you ever known anybody that's ever built a business from buying leads? He said, Dale, I can't name one person. I said, I can't either. And I know there's a lot of people pitching it because they're selling lead programs, but I've never met one. So be careful where you spend your money. Be careful and ask intelligent questions. And especially if somebody's in your company, and they're selling leads to people in your company. So you're an XYZ company and you got some self-proclaimed guru saying who's also in XYZ company, and she's saying, look, I'll sell you 100 leads a month or 50 leads a month or whatever. And, out of every 100 leads, with the fast start bonuses, you're going to make $170. And again, I'm pulling these numbers out of the air. I'm just trying to make a point here. If that was true, why would she sell the leads to you? If she's in your company, why doesn't she just do that and she make the $70? So, guys, a lot of times you ask very intelligent questions that make total logical sense, but just because a self-proclaimed guru says do this doesn't mean it's valid, and it's okay to question. It's okay to question. I don't care who they are. It's okay. Now, I don't want to get in detail here. We're testing all this constantly. Still testing. Still don't feel like I can promise you I don't know enough about this to be teaching it. As it relates to network marketing and recruiting, I can tell you from a product sales standpoint, during the last quarter of the year, this was awesome. But this is just straight talk, just something to consider. And again, be very careful where you invest money and who you invest it with. Be very careful, because there's a lot of people out there that are selling $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 Facebook courses that are awesome if you're selling a physical product or marketing a service. But you're not doing that in network marketing. You're recruiting people and developing teams. So you got to get that distinction tonight. And if you don't really have that in your brain, I understand if you don't, because it's a hard distinction, but you have to get it. So go back through this information and understand when somebody says, I'm going to show you how to do this on Pinterest. I'm going to show you how to do this on all that. Nothing wrong. But understand that the network marketing business model is different, It's not about just selling products, because, Don and I are involved in businesses where we're just selling products, building customer base. We're doing that. We don't have to develop people. We don't have to teach people. We don't have to train people. We don't, none of that. We're selling products through our own websites, and we're creating leads and customers multiple different ways. And one of those is through Facebook. And, I believe right now Facebook is a pretty good bang for your buck as far as targeted local paid ads. And here's just an example of a gentleman that we work with, Brian. Awesome guy, Brian Perkaiser. And he's in Washington State, and you can see it says Washington State Entrepreneur seeks apprentice with leadership and management potential. And then what is his market? Is he trying to go after network marketers? Is he going after the network marketing junkie crowd? No. Are you career frustrated, underemployed? We are adding to our team in 2017, seeking entrepreneur-minded self-starters who are ready to earn what they're worth. And that's just something we've tested, and we're testing multiple different things right now on Facebook and Pinterest and some other platforms, YouTube as well. This is Franthina, who's a former WNBA player, former WNBA star. Franthina Price is expanding her business team in Detroit. If you're career frustrated and looking for a change, check out her website. Non-threatening, So again, guys, I'm just saying it's worth experimenting with. I am not the expert. I will say this, in all lead generation, follow-up is more important than the initial contact. So again, my feeling is a lot of good people are caught in the rub right now. A lot of good people are caught in the rub. They're not getting in front of enough people to master customer acquisition, the two-step recruiting process, or the distributor retention program. And everything you do on a daily basis you should ask yourself, is this helping me create more potential team members or customers? And if it's not, why am I doing it? From a business perspective. Understand the rub. And see, a lot of people feel the rub and they get frustrated because they really don't understand what's going on. And I just wanted to try to communicate this at a different level tonight. And the two things that I wanted to really communicate tonight was this right here, and the fact that just because somebody was able to do something with this particular business model, look, if you want to start your own Shopify store and sell your own products, I can tell you who I believe is the best at that and who you should learn from. If you want to learn how to write great ad copy, I can tell you who I believe is the best at that and who you should learn from, or any other entrepreneurial subject. Because I'm in this mode all the time. But you got to decide what kind of business you're in. When a lead's generated, the phone scripts are basically the same. I think it's real important that network marketers understand every year it will take more numbers to create the same results that you did the previous year. And that's in network marketing, but it's in all business models. Why? Because people are exposed to massive advertising daily. Massive. So that's the world we live in today as entrepreneurs. I want to mention one more thing. Congruent tools locally. I sincerely believe that it's more important today to build a strong local team. I believe those that focus on building a strong local team and let your business grow organically because they have an uncle. You're in Cincinnati. They have an uncle in Houston who has a Army buddy in Utah who has a grandson in Tennessee. And I believe by building a strong local team, you will build a nationwide and ultimately a worldwide organization. And I believe those who focus on building strong local teams are going to have a distinct advantage in the future. And I just needed to, which brings me to this point. If many of you are focused on building strong local teams, does that mean, Dale, I shouldn't be doing Instagram ads or whatever? No, absolutely not. But when you build strong local teams, everybody should be wearing the exact same button. Everybody should be using the exact same bandit signs. Everybody should be using the same bulletin board flyers. Everybody should be using the same sunshades in your car with the ad for your product on it. Everything that we teach, it needs to be congruent. And the reason is they see somebody wearing the button at the basketball game. They see somebody wearing the button at the dance recital. They see another person wearing the button walking through Home Depot. At some point, they're going to say, why do I keep seeing this button? What is this all about? Okay, especially in smaller towns, but even in communities. Okay, when you're congruent, it makes so much sense. You don't want 20 people in your community on your team all doing 20 different bandit signs or 20 different buttons. Make sense? And don't get caught up in one or two lead generation programs. Implement at least one new lead generation method every single month. Your goal should be to be a master at lead generation, a master at it. And see, there's some things that you'll do that will create maybe 8 or 10 leads a year. And some will create 8 or 10 leads a month. And the goal is to create, the number of leads that you need to create based upon your skill set, based upon your play 1, play 2, that will allow you to recruit 3 to 5 new people a month so you can control your destiny in this profession. It's a tough business, guys. It's not for everybody, but it's worth it. But I promise you, everything that we teach, everything, I'm not going to waste my breath and your time. And it all works together. And the longer you hang out, and the longer you're around, and the longer you implement, everything starts coming together. And it's happening for many of you, and I'm excited for you. Because, again, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. Okay, 70% of the population are going to die with their music still in them. And the sad but true fact is, some people can earn a 6-figure income just blowing and going with the skill sets and mindsets they enter the industry with. Some people can. Network marketing is one of the only professions where some people can actually open a practice and start making money from day one. It's the great part about this industry. It's why it survived. But the rub is the people that can do that. The only way they have a chance in the world to grow is to find other people that can do it. And the masses, the 27%ers, are going to be confused. 2017 needs to be your focus. Always ask yourself, who's this person? Why am I listening to them? Number 2, you have to really be truthful. Are you willing to grind? Because you cannot escape it. Number 3, you must continue to put a higher and higher value on your own time and who has the right to interrupt you and who doesn't. Decide what kind of business you're in and master it before diversifying. Become great at it, as Mark Cuban said. And number 5, master the 5 core systems, and you will go as far as you want to go in the network marketing business model. And you have to put heavy emphasis on creating enough leads that will allow you to enroll 3 to 5 new members a month. I hope this has made sense for you. I appreciate you being with me tonight. You can get the replay. Scott will let you guys in the mmtrainingclub.com know when it's ready. Within 24 hours, it should be at mmsuccesswebinar.com. If you want to go through the slides, I'm going to give you a second to write this down. tinyurl.com/overload slides. And you can get a copy of tonight's presentation. tinyurl.com/overload slides. Again, I appreciate your feedback, your comments on every platform that we're on, whether it be our podcast or our website at MLM Help or blog, or whatever. And I'll just share this with you. Before I let you go tonight, I sincerely appreciate your comments. And this is Thursday, I think Monday or Tuesday this week. I talked with an awesome lady that I never had met, who was basically going out of the industry. Just, a type of person that the profession, the industry cannot afford to lose. And just kind of looking at other businesses and saw someone that said on a social media account, and she couldn't remember which one, whether it was Twitter or wherever it was, but they had shared one of our podcasts or products or something, and they said, I would not do anything to build my network marketing business unless it came from the direction of Dale Calvert or something like that. It was very humbling. And she thought to herself, who the heck is Dale Calvert? And she did her investigation, and I'm sure she's on here tonight. So for the last year and a half or so, since we've been doing these webinars, I've been saying, guys, it's important. It's going to be real important moving forward, and it is. And I appreciate it, and I see it, and I don't neglect it, and I don't take it for granted. So I just needed to tell you guys that. Thanks for being with us. Yep, that's the end. I think next week I'm in Kentucky, and I haven't even looked at my schedule for next week. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this year, I'm not going to be doing as many open webinars in 2017 as I have been, because I am doing webinars every Thursday, but some of them are just for specific groups, etc. But I appreciate your support, and thanks for being here. You can download the slides, go back and listen to it. And if I ask you 3 weeks from now, what were the 2 main points that I was trying to communicate tonight, I hope you'll be able to tell me, because if not, you've wasted your time, and your time is the most valuable asset that you have. It's the most valuable asset that you have. So, as I've said many times, the teaching is in the words, but the learning is in the silence. I hope you'll take some time and really, really think about the concepts we've talked about tonight, and I hope they'll be beneficial to you and help you move your business forward in 2017. You guys have an awesome weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Good night.
This is the conclusion to 5 ways to stop home business information overload. We will be back with you next Tuesday for another episode of the MLM Success Training Podcast.
If you haven't gone over to iTunes yet and rated and left this podcast a review, what are you waiting for? At Calvert Marketing Group, we want to spend our time on the projects that we know are providing the most value for our clients and customers. You leaving us a review and feedback on iTunes is something that helps us more than you realize. And more importantly, it helps others like you find us. So if you've not taken the time to rate this podcast, please go over to iTunes and do that for us now. It will only take a couple of minutes out of your busy schedule. Work harder on yourself than you do on your business, and we will be back next week with another inspiring success story, wisdom of the ages training, or answers to your questions.